Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I am the guy who picked Eddie Gordon to defeat Josh Saman. And I'm here to talk about Jacqueline Amorim versus Montserrat Ruiz. Amorim is 6-1 as a pro, 28 years old, and she's got 3 inches of height and 6.5 inches of reach over 30-year-old Ruiz, who is 10-2 as a pro. And has a few other names as well, but I'm just sticking with Ruiz. Ruiz, 10-2 as a pro. She's got 3 finishes via TKO, 2 submissions, and 5 decisions. And her 2 losses come 1 by decision, 1 by knockout. She's only lost to good fighters, Danielle Taylor in Invicta, and Amanda Lemos knocked her out in the UFC. And that was an ugly knockout. I mean, she wasn't like knocked unconscious. She was just fucked up from a right hand as she was coming in. I think it was a right hand. I just saw it again recently. But she got clipped a few times. Wasn't the cleanest stoppage, but I think she was hurt and the finish was an inevitability. She has won some decisions that were very tough, very tight decisions. This one, it was a 5-rounder against this girl, Saray Science. I rewatched that fight and it was close. Could have gone either way. But Ruiz is definitely a gritty fighter, and she's got a lot of heart, good cardio, and she was still working hard deep into that fight, and she ended up getting the nod. That was her only 5-round fight, and it was 4 or 5 years ago at this point, I think, 4 years ago or so, but it's good that she came away with the victory in her one 5-round fight. We saw her beat Cheyenne Vlismas, or Cheyenne Bays, or Cheyenne fucking whatever her name is now. She beat her by decision in her debut. That was a very one-sided fight, but it wasn't anything too spectacular. She hit her with a schoolyard throw, the head and arm throw, and hit it, I believe, in all 3 rounds. Really frustrated Cheyenne to the point where she flipped out at the end of the fight and whatever. But I think Ruiz called her a puta before that, so it is what it is. But it was still a good victory, even though Cheyenne has not been too active as of late. If you have the head and arm throw, that's not something you could rely upon for your whole MMA career, probably, especially as you're fighting good girls in the UFC. But it got her a victory in the UFC already, and over a girl that a lot of people respect. Montserrat doesn't just hit head and arm throws, though, and she's 5 foot flat, I believe. So, it's not always going to be the best option for her, just leverage-wise. But she's got good enough takedowns as well. She's a good wrestler, conventional takedowns as well. She's not bad at, was hitting a few in that 5-rounder. And I've seen her hit more head and arm throws throughout her career too. But I'm saying it's not just, she's not a one-trick pony like she might appear to be in the UFC. Jacqueline Amorim, she's got a record of 6-1. She's got 6 finishes, 1 via knockout, 5 via submission. And her 1 loss comes in her UFC debut to Sam Hughes. The Sam Hughes fight was a typical Sam Hughes fight. Amorim was all over her in round 1. Just looked as good as she was expected to look. Looked like a killer. Almost got her out of there, but then once she couldn't put her away, it was Sam Hughes taking over that fight. And Amorim was visibly tired, out of gas, and up against a girl who only gets stronger as the fight goes on. To her credit, she made it the distance, where others, like Estela Nunes, weren't able to make it the distance. But, oh no, Estela Nunes did. It was Elise Reed that she put away in round 3. Either way. Jacqueline Amorim, though, when she wins, she's probably getting it done early. She's got 6 wins. I think they're all 6 of them are in round 1, I believe. 2 arm bars, a knee bar, an arm triangle, a rear naked choke, and a legit knockout in 10 seconds. Her 1 TKO win, KO win, it's a KO. She killed the girl with 1 punch. But she's just a crafty grappler, really crafty grappler, nifty submission artist, and round 1 monster. She might be on track to being the female Terrence McKinney, or she might be on track to being the female Charles Oliveira. I don't know, but I think she's got a really, really high ceiling, and she's my pick to win this fight. She's my pick to win this fight. I'm not betting on it because her money line is minus 235, but I want to throw a sprinkle on her prop bets, her finish props and her round 1 finish prop. And to be honest, Montserrat Ruiz, if she doesn't get finished in round 1, she could easily take over this fight. Again, she's shown on plenty of occasions grit, heart, cardio, durability in most fights, aside from the Lemos fight, but grit, heart, and cardio. And she is a wrestler. She's kind of in that Sam Hughes realm, even though Sam Hughes is a real grinder. She's precisely the type of fighter that can wear you down in round 3. She's Darren Elkins. But Ruiz, she's only been finished once. If she gets out of round 1, it could be her fight. And I'll be very interested to see what her decision line is, and maybe even round 3 finish prop. But Jacqueline Amorim is the pick. And I do think if she gets Ruiz out of there, if she wins against Ruiz, she's going to get her out of there. So that's what I'll be looking to play. This girl's just so dangerous and so versatile. It's just, I haven't seen her fight enough to know how she's going to handle round 3. And so far she's 0-1. So a lot of doubt with her, but a lot of promise, and I will pick on the promise. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. Check out my other videos.